Mountain Bike Life 25 and just picked up a Nintendo 64. Doing a little review on it. No, it's not complete in box. If it did, it would be the Atomic Purple set. The only downfall of this system, the joystick's really bad. So, just gotta put the wires in the back. We're just gonna fire it up for a second here. So, I got it on a splitter here. So I have a little audio. Okay, so these only take like 2 seconds. And there we go. So, TV is set up, and then I'm just gonna. There's a power switch. Slide forward. Yeah. Starts up great. This one was bought at Chumley's in Peterborough. You notice how quick it responds. Their technician takes them all apart, cleans them heavily, and see how good that is. It's got an aftermarket AV cord, but yeah, it's a solid machine.
Message from General Pepper. We need your help, Starbucks.
So. Okay. It's too bad the controller is like this. It's tricky to get the joysticks right now. I can flip them. But the fact of the matter is, like, with China and Japan being the majority shareholders of making joysticks, and like a company like Silver Hill Tools could do it also from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, I don't see the reason why we should be buying all our parts or joysticks down there. And when they could be made here, what it could do is take the joystick out of my Cube controller and put it back in. I think one of the reasons Cube controllers are like $50 a piece for Authentics is because you can convert them over to a Nintendo 64 and then put them back in if you know your stuff. Like, it's not hard, but the Cube controller is a little trickier to open. And I don't recommend it to everyone. Try and see what I mean. Like, I'm not even getting movement. But other than that, I give this system like a 9.5 out of 10. Like, it's only like one little issue. And they put it in the price, like $69 for a Nintendo 64 is a bargain. With a jumper, because I know people are selling them for like $119 with an aftermarket controller. But the aftermarket controller is good, you know. You gotta remember I'm running one hand here. And this controller is getting worse. I'm probably gonna put an aftermarket on it for the time being. So it's just, I can't wait to. You don't have to hit the boost to chase, that's what you do. Boom! I was lucky to get that far. Okay. See, I'm left-handed, so I'll flick it over. So, yeah. Get a read on them. There we go. And see how better my left hand is. It's a fun system, and I'll show you where your hands are while you're running it. It's a weird looking controller. Like if you're a female, you might take offense to it. I don't know, but it kind of looks like something, eh? If you think about it. But if you got a sense of humor, you'll laugh it off. But yeah, Nintendo's were trying interesting technology back then. They're trying to go back to an arcade look, and sometimes you just don't realize the the thrill of the chase of building something that you may have designed something so close to looking like something else. And that's the artistical magnitude of building and drawing whatever. And sometimes it just happens. In other words, crap happens. Boom. A little better, a little improved. That's upper advantage of this controller. See that? That's what I love about the 64 is that you got the little trigger shot. It's just so handy. They actually, I think the 64 is one of the first ones that had the trigger before any of the moderns like this guy had it. Or the PS2 or PS1s. I don't know which one smoked it to it, but they sure are fun. But the one thing I do like about the system is the game selection. I've had tons of 64s, and one thing I've learned, whenever anyone sees a 64, all they can think about is the fun they had playing Mario Kart, Zelda, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark Zero. Oh, am I missing a few? Yes, I am. Cruising USA, Wave Race, all the good stuff. Star Fox, like this one. Okay, so we're in the boss fight. Woohoo! Okay, if you ever learned how to beat this guy, that's not how you're gonna beat him. So what you want to do is go out like that. Get him busting up. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit him up real quick. This is a two-handed decision. Dang. Almost got him. As long as he's walking, he can literally destroy you. Sorry, I can't show that, but I'm trying to get it. Oh, I almost locked on. There we go. Woo-hoo. This thing is in rough shape. Oh, I couldn't get to full health. It's hard. With this joystick smoked out the way it is, I can't really beat much. One good hit and I know I can get him. You want to get him right now. There's his energy pack. It's like a backpack. Boom! There you go. I beat him. So that's just the first level. The second level is actually easier than the first, as you're just going through a slow, droning meteor field, and it's really nothing. What does the Nintendo 64 offer? It's easy access to cleaning. It's probably one of the better systems out there. You can throw a expansion pack in it. You can put a memory card in it. It offers the first memory of the systems. It offers 3D graphics. Everything was a first on it, and I think that's why it's held high in value now, and why it still holds its value, why it's so reliable. You can buy them dusty and dirty and they'll still run. They are overall just a great system. That's why they still cost an arm and a leg to buy on the market. And some of the games, like Mario Kart's, like ballooned up to close to $100, like 89, 90 bucks. But I can find guys that will sell it to me for like $50, $40, and they're authentics. Like even Star Fox, I remember you could get it like for $20. Now it's 30. And even Wave Race, which should always be like a $5 game, is frig. It is, yeah, $20, and it's not like it's a really over the top game. It's just, that's the way it is. It's also a 4-player system. That's something you didn't get on the Super, and unless you had the Force score for the Nintendo Entertainment System, I have one of those bad boys right here. There's mine. And my modded Wii, you're wondering where it was. That's my childhood pair. I always keep him around. Just memories. When you lose a family member, and it's just who you are as a person. It's kind of marks yourself as an identity. And it shows that you care about the people who love you. But getting back to things, yeah, it's overall one of the better systems made. It's nice and compact. It stores easily. The cartridges are easy to find, but they are expensive. What are the downfalls of the system? The controller can be a little twiggy, like it's not the best feel. And getting the joysticks right now is hard. Other than that, it's not that bad. And I'd have to say, like I think one of the other things is also getting the expansion. Like that can be hard. I've actually found them in like places like Value Village with expansions, but and Ortiz, one actually knew the price of it. I was like, dang, $71. He knew it was inside it. But you get a better system with a little better graphics with an expansion, and you can save. It's handy if you got a memory card. Memory card will do the same thing. Yeah, I would say if you're gonna play games like Zelda, you want one with expansion. But I'm getting an expansion for this. It's just gonna take me a little bit, probably in the new year. I just don't have any games that relate to an expansion, so I'm kind of holding off. I'm actually gonna buy a complete in box Zelda, Ocarina of Time. It's one of my favorites, so I will see if my friend Holly can throw an expansion with it, or it might come complete. I don't know. The box looks pretty fresh. Let's see what the contents are. But I doubt it for that price. No. So, yeah, I'll just keep looking online. There's always people who have them. If you're looking for bargains on 64 games, always check the Kijijis, check Valley Villages, check the Tilleses, thrift shops, thrift stores, Salvation Armies. You'd be surprised what you can find. Like, you can get very expensive games in systems for like $20. I found 64s for 20, turn them over for 60. And they just had the jumper in them. And they're good to go. It's not that bad. Problem is, when you start doing that, make sure you do it yourself. Don't go and start running errands for people. I fell into that bad habit, and it pretty much, I had to run errands for a guy every single paycheck, help get my bills paid. Some people say, oh, well, they can't find ways to pay their bills on minimum wage. Well, there is. You're just not looking at the brighter picture. You gotta also look at the side jobs you can do. So my thing is fixing video game consoles, selling a few hockey cards, keeping the doors open. So with that, I'm gonna let you go. So I'll show you how the resets work on these. They're just pretty basic. Boom. 1997 Nintendo presents. There you go. So that is Nintendo 64 to a T. Overall performance, it's great. The one downfall is if you're playing games like Spider-Man, use your memory card to your advantage. Don't try to beat it in one day. You could smoke the whole entire board. These systems aren't built for super long play. So if you do have the memory expansion or the memory card, use it to your advantage. You're playing long play games like Zelda and those guys, just stop the game. That's a long play game too. I can beat it in 45 minutes because I know it. But for people that are going to have those fallouts and can't beat the enemy on the first go, it's when you got a good joystick, then you better get yourself a memory card for at least that game. But it gets pretty easy after a while. A little bit of practice, no time, you'll be smoking them. And a lot of times to that game, less is more. What I mean by that, less use of the buttons, and you'll succeed more in the game. Anyways, I gotta get going. Gonna have my supper. So I'll see you later. Have a great night.